Hello, SNA assassinator. So sorry about that. I had some little bit of technical difficulties, like in but yeah, technical yeah, due to it went off on me for some weird reason, and uh, uh, but I hope that this video will do fix the issue and make up for this lost time. But we're gonna talk about continue what did happen on tonight's Sunday night football game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders. Is where we're gonna continue off with when uh Atlanta got the ball. They got the what they called the got what's that, a first down, was it? It was the second down actually. This is where second and 5 is where he snaps the ball, fake pass it to Robinson, throws it to what's his name is Michael Penix. Like they tried to throw it to London. This is where he ends up going right to the right side without any. It was an incomplete pass basically. This is where then we got. And where it was so third and 5 is where he goes for a throw right to the left side. Penix then fires it right into what's his name? London. Yeah, it was to London is where I did. But this is where we saw McCullough moving like in motion. This is where he fake passed to Robinson. This is where we got Penix then trying to throw it like teasing that he could run it, but this is where it was the tight end, but this is where it was a flag on the play. This is where they were holding the offensive holding, let me rephrase that. This is where it gets pushed back. This is where but it's where they showed the right guard was stumbling and nearly fell right into the turf, which that was probably the cause of the hold. This is where then it was first and 20 now. This is where and we saw them end up trying to throw it to Robinson. Is where it was a hunt fake, right? The distracted defensive men, but this is where it ended up not fully being a success. But it's where it ended up gaining yards. Is where we got. Is where we got what's the name of? Where we saw what's his name? Michael Penix didn't try to go for a throw, but he ended up trying to run it. But he only got to get 4 in the very least. Is where he got. It was at 3rd and 11 now. This is where it ended up getting the ball snap, trying to throw it to somebody on the right, which it was Chin that stopped. Who was it? It was who was it that 3rd and 11? Like at this point, it was Pitts. This is where Pitts didn't drop the ball. This is where it was stopped by Jeremy Chin, like of the corner. This is where. But this is where the Atlanta Falcons ended up going for it because they need to get the first get a touchdown to tie the game. It was caught by London, like the left side. Of course, where he juked the corner that was beside him. It was spin away, and it was right outside the 20, or inside, I should say. They're right at 19, if I'm mistaken. This is where it was their first down, right at the 19 of the Commanders, where he passed to McLeod. McLeod got the first down, right exactly at the 5-yard line, like a gain of 14 to be the exact, where then B. John Robinson was right behind in the back. He was in motion. That's where they did kind of like the Super Bowl play, but it's where this nearly got to a game changer because it's where either the center overthrew the ball or what's his name wasn't paying attention at the time, Michael Penix. Like it's where it went right past him. It's where he had to put it right back. But it's where he got lost to 22 once the defense stopped him from trying to run in it. That's where it was a 2-minute warning right now that stopped the clock and to go to move on to the next play, even though they were right near the 20, if not past the 20, actually at the 26, if I'm being completely honest. Which that's very insane. This is where then we got Penix to try to throw it to London, which he only got a like it was at the 13-yard line, which was probably a gain of exactly like half. What double they had with that, which was the 13-yard reception. Is where it was third and goal. Uh, that's where we got what's his name? This is where I tried to throw it to London, Penix, but this is where it ended up go over him. This is where it was an incomplete pass. This is where they end up going for it because it's now and never at this point. This is where it was it was probably all worth it because Falcons intended receiver. You okay, Bert? Yeah. What's Michael Penix then ended up throwing it to by Kyle Pitts right in the middle, the tight end for the touchdown. Caught it in the end zone. This is where they tied the game 24 all. This could be anybody's game now because it's a tied game. But probably like most of y'all would guess it. Like it was going to go in overtime, and let us say that just didn't happen. But before we get into all the details from that, this is where we got first. Wasn't that Jaden Daniels and try to get at least into field goal range with 1 minute and 18 seconds in the timeout they have remaining, just like the Falcons got 2 respectively. But Daniels tried to go for a run, but he ended up getting stopped by defense. He probably lost about a yard on the play. Now, second and 11 is where he's going to do it to McLaurin, his intended receiver. That's where this ends up being an incomplete pass. That's where we got. That's where McKee is like, we're trying to come up in the front, but this is where it was 4th and 10. They had no choice but to kick. I punt it right back to the Falcons. That's where then we got. That's where we got. That's where we got Penix. The Penix then throw it to Moody, if I'm mistaken, is where they're gonna run like no huddle, like because they might look time to huddle and try to go to the move on to the next play. That's where we got. Like with 17 seconds, like they're doing not to Moody, but never ended up not being the same like the last play. But the blessing in disguise until it stopped the clock, given that it was an incomplete pass. It's where there was 12 seconds left remaining, the second and 10. But this is where Michael Pennington did a move on the next play, snap the ball, tackle for throw. They're going to end up doing it to somebody, but this is where it was incomplete, like with it going straight down until far away into the ground. But At the safety, I believe, grabbed onto the ball, but it was already a bounce right off the ground. That was in the far back in the field. But this is where then they try to go third and 10, like which I very much a good luck because, well, at least not this time because this is where they got the Falcons to call a timeout because maybe some warming up, like because that's what probably we got. This is where we got. This is where Pick you're trying to stop the ball, but it was an offside penalty that was up next. Is where there was a yellow flag that was thrown by the referee. This is where they explained how it was exactly for. Right onto the old Bata. But this is where it helped them gain some yardage. This is where it was 3rd and 5. But it kind of gave them like a pinch of confidence, like that they could easily make a first down at least. In order to get the field goal range. This is where they try to go for a throw. That's where they knew it gets sacked, though. This is where they ended up throwing it towards, I believe, was Moody, but this is where the corner on the right side, number 24, was holding on to him, which was a pass interference penalty. That's where, and then the ball's going to be placed at the spot of the foul. This is where it was Terrell Jr. that where you're going to hold is where they try to go for a field goal, like at the 51 yard, like I think it was the 56 yard. Like this is where I thought they were gonna pull off an upset here, and then we're gonna get this very huge win against the Commanders. But just like about in the next 5 seconds later, like that ends up not happening with them. Looked like it went right up in the middle of the uprights, but it was just a yard short of getting into the goal, and it was no good. The kick was no good, and this game had to go on overtime. That's where they were just a inch of a yard short, like from a field goal. Like if they were any further, then maybe they would have gotten it, but. That's where the referee was telling both the Falcons and the Commanders, like the only way to win, like in a guaranteed manner, like is by a touchdown or safety, 2-point safeties has been scored, but it was like there's no coach challenges. Like the only plays that you're gonna be doing is like on the normal plays, and then this is where we got. But then this is where it's like they will be given 2 touchdowns, not 2 timeouts, TOs for short. But it's where I believe the defensive tackle on to Atlanta was said he wanted heads, so the referee but that's where it was tails, which it was presented by the Washington Commanders. This is where then you saw the Washington Commanders that did what they do best, and that was dominating, which we're going to get into right here, right now. But that's where they got the ball kicked right into them. That's where we got Jaden Daniels then passed to fake passed it, I should say, to what's his name, to Brian Robinson. But this is where he only got him like a gain of, I'll say, 6. Yeah, this is where it was. Or even 7 because it was 2nd and 3. This is where we got Jaden Daniels, got what's his name, Brian Robinson right on the side where the rest of the receivers were lined up. This is where he tried to pass them right to the left, but this is where it gets pushed right back. This is where it was roughly probably a gain of a yard, I would say, yeah. But this is where we got what's his name, This is where we got what's his name? Jaden Daniels then went for a run. This is where he knew he gets sack and under pressure. This is where he did not let that be a bother. Just keep running, and then just went to the right side running for a first down, and more still running like until he got to the 34-yard line, passing enemy territory. This is where then it was definitely what's the Commanders' game. This is where he throws it to Ertz. This is where he's gonna be he's gonna be the priority of the Commanders like later on in this onto this game, like which I'm gonna talk about on this video. But it's where the right at the 30, if I'm mistaken, which was it was 2nd and 6 because they only got a gain of 4 on the play. That's where he ends up passing it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez or Gonzalez. I think it was Rodriguez. Yeah, it was Rodriguez that got a first down and more. Is where he ends up passing it to the Brian Robinson. Is where he only got a gain of 4. This is where they brought back the third string and running back Rodriguez, which Daniels ended up running it for a first down, exactly 6 yards that they needed. That's where then but this is where they got the game in the bag. This is where we got Daniels then hold on to the ball. But this Oh, I totally forgot. Yeah, this is where, I forgot to tell you, like that he ran a long shot, like pulling a Lamar Jackson, and got all the way. He got exactly the first down what they needed. Like when we start juking, dodging, like left and right and left. There's outrunning probably the mass majority of the defense until they got lucky that the remaining couple stopped him, or else he would have gotten a touchdown to seal the game. But this is where we got Jaden Daniels tried to do it again. I was like, somebody better call Brittany Spears because this is probably going to be a guaranteed touchdown, or maybe not because this is where we get stopped by the defense when Jaden Daniels got to go for a run. This is where then he was like, okay, 178, 177, 180, 181. This is where he ends up going for it again try to go for it again, but this is where he ends up getting stopped, making the 3rd and goal, like for the second time. Like with him pulling like I said, a Jackson, but it was not enough to get him in the end zone. This is where he found his man, like as soon as when it was 3rd down. This is where this is where we got the Commanders then end up calling for a timeout. This is where I was like, don't tell me like this does not end with a field goal with the Falcons stopping them right here in 4th down. And even though they got exactly to 4th down, but we're going to get into what happened next, which was very amazing in this 3rd down play, like in the final moments of this game, like in overtime, is where we got Jaden Daniels snap the ball, throws it to his favorite tight end, and in the Super Bowl tight end from like 7 years ago, and that is none other than Mr. Zachary Ertz that caught the ball, which this guy is the man. Like, I was like, no wonder. Like, and one part, like, is the Commanders so darn good? He's one of the reasons, along with the other receivers and their quarterback himself, and the running back, Mr. Brian Robinson. And what's his name, Jaden Daniels. That's where they took Washington to get a win that guaranteed them a spot in the playoffs, giving them a playoff berth. Like, no matter if they win or lose, they're gonna be in the playoffs. But if they do win, like on the next play, but this is where the referee was checking, but this is where the referee checked if this was a touchdown, and it did not went in the ground. Is where it ended up being a touchdown. It just never mind. Like, it's rule on the field. It's still a touchdown. It stands as a touchdown. Let me rephrase that. But like they win 30-24 just by 6 points. It was such a close game. I guess now this is what you call a dogfight kind of contest. And it's definitely gonna be getting 4.5 stars. Maybe not the perfect game I've watched so far, and especially in prime time. But I still enjoyed it, and I still think it was pretty great. And these teams, I just hope that they both find their place in the playoffs, even if it's going to be in the wild card spot. But we're gonna see what spot they're gonna be. I think the Falcons are probably gonna be at the 7th place, while the Commanders, I would say they're likely gonna be getting the 6th place spot, while the Falcons probably but I think they're probably going to be kicked out if Tampa Bay does win. Even if Atlanta does win, I think there's not going to be enough room for them to be in it. Yeah, they just lost right here. Their chance of even getting into the wild card spot, but it is what it turned out to be, and there's nothing to change it now. They, but I heard, yeah, if the Commanders do win next week, they will get sixth place spot. But if not, they're just gonna remain in the seventh place. Given that Green Bay is sixth and the Vikings are at, I'll say fifth place right now, if not first. Given that they are 14-2 and Detroit's still 13-2 until they fight the or battle with the, I should say, but make it more properly speaking, against the San Francisco 49ers. And yes, sir and ma'am, I will be making a review video out of that. But yeah, but what are your thoughts on the third of the Sunday night football matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders? And yeah, I was like, dang, like this is and not only this was a close game, but this is the second time I'm gonna review the Falcons losing. Like when it comes to me talking about it on talking about primetime games on the SNA podcast, which the last time it was my boys, the back-to-back Super Bowl Chiefs, that I got the W. But we're gonna probably, but this is probably gonna be the last time we're gonna see him. So no more embarrassments. But this is kind of the complete opposite on what I do to the Chiefs. Like every time I review like the Falcons, they always lose. But every time I review the Chiefs, they always win. That like from them facing the Baltimore Ravens to the Pittsburgh Steelers, I always talk about them getting a big dub, and it looks like they're gonna be getting nothing but W's. Only that time when the Buffalo Bills gave them their one and only loss, or L, I should say for short, and like right now, currently, right here, like, and I hope it stayed that way. Even for Carson Wentz as the quarterback, they'd be like 16-7. That's I mean 16-1. I mean, what am I even talking about right now? Sorry, I apologize. Assassinators about a billion times. But yeah, I guess that'll. But yeah, let me know in the comment section right down below on what's your opinions about the game, and do you think this was definitely worth watching game, or you seen better games than this? Which I don't think you could have get any better than this. Like other than like matchups like with the Chiefs against Baltimore, or the Chiefs taking on, I'll say, what, like Chiefs taking on Tampa Bay, or any other games like that, or even like Tampa Bay against Baltimore. Like they, yeah, it's just nothing but, yeah, very interesting competition, and I think that we will be seeing Detroit taking on will be defeating San Francisco, because given that Detroit is trying to still fight to get that number one spot, not only on the North Division and getting that championship, but also being number one overall in the NFC period in the playoff picture, and get that first round bye week, and that's where we're gonna probably see gonna be determined next Sunday, if it doesn't determines already tomorrow, like depending if Detroit's gonna get another win or they're gonna take another take an L. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. Make sure to check that out, and we will be seeing Purdy will battle it out with Jared Goff, like on tomorrow night's game, along with me talking about the final episode of Monday Night of not only 2024, but in the USA Network, which I'm gonna describe as the season finale edition. Like, and we will be seeing the new season premiere and the new era of WWE when they go live on Netflix, which that's gonna be on January 6th. Make sure to check out a week from tomorrow, which is about to be 8 days. Which I cannot believe that. And I cannot believe New Year is gonna be here in the next 3 days. 2025 is gonna be in the next 3 days. Wednesday, January 1st, where I'm going to be making the AEW Night of the Fallen edition of Dynamite review. But yeah, but I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I guess that'll be it for now, Assassinators. And if you like this, yeah, my wrestling news video on December 30th, 2024, where I'll be talking about the wildest and intriguing news stories that you Assassinators need to know in a wrestling article. And also, not to mention the Monday Night review video with Arena, or Center, the Into Center, like in Los Angeles, California. And we will be, we will be yeah, talk about all about that stuff on that podcast that week on January, and yeah, we're gonna be talking like what went down on the football game as well, like which I'm gonna check right here. Where to be located? Okay, it's I'll say, yeah, until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin.